Calm to see everyone. Welcome back to Star Player 1. I'm Knight.
And I'm Shirayuki.
Here today with Code Realized, Bouquet of Rainbows. Last time we left off, Nemo has captured us and he's working for Twilight. We managed to escape and we're trying to find Impey. Which when we last left off, we found him. Oh, Shirayuki, you're alright. I was so worried.
Impey hands had been busy with something, but he stops and turns around smiling. He seems to be completely fine. I exhaled and switched mental gears. I'm fine now, but we have a problem. I'm being chased by Twilight soldiers.
They're chasing you? What? So, you put yourself in danger just to come save me?
No.
Wow, I didn't know you love for me was that strong.
Huh?
It was love all along. Everything you did was because of your affections for me, wasn't it?
We have to go with that one.
You had to say yes, it was for love. You could save it. I'm pretty sure We're Just Friends would probably be a bad ending, or we'll just end it. If you want true ending with Impey, you gotta say it's for love, I'm sure.
No.
Yes!
I guess we have to do it to go for arson.
Yep. So when you go for him, you'll be thinking of arson the whole time.
Yeah.
Yo, well, come on, the audience wants to hear it.
No! Yes, it was all for love. Taken aback by Impey's zealous questioning, I reflexively answer in the affirmative. Impey's eyes part. No?
Shirayuki, if that's the case, I shall become a gentleman of love. As a gentleman who loves you, I must save you, no matter what.
Even in a situation like this, this guy,
you know you are.
I can't help but smile, even though I know I shouldn't, considering the situation. Thinking back, Impey has always been like this. I never can tell when he's joking or not, but no matter what the situation, he always shouts his love for me without fail. My empty heart feels warmer somehow, and my cheeks flush slightly. There should be the arson, not him.
I know.
Impey?
And once your poison has disappeared, we shall make sweet, sweet love.
Make love?
It's gonna be great. I'll just show you. I'll have you know that I maintain the ladies just as well as I maintain machines.
I don't understand what he means by maintain. And I'm afraid to ask. You know, Impey, can I take back what I said? I'm a little embarrassed.
Whoa, I'm so pumped.
He's not listening. Suddenly, I hear a voice from the end of the hall.
There she is, over here. She's trying to help her friend. Her lover.
No!
I just hear that.
Oh man, I skipped one. Way to go. I hastily try to open the door, but of course it doesn't budge. Lupin did teach me how to pick locks, but unfortunately there aren't any tools I can use lying around. With no other option, I take my glove off and go in to melt the keyhole, but for some reason the door doesn't melt and simply stands intact in all its coldness. The poison doesn't work.
He did have poison proofed. He must have poison proofed it, like Victor did. Nemo seems to have some knowledge of your secret, so it's not too far-fetched to think that he has some countermeasures.
There's no time to calmly analyze this. The Twilight soldiers are getting closer as we speak. What should I do? What can I...
Shirayuki, just leave me and go.
Yes, just do it. I can't do that. No. No. I hear him laughing slightly from behind the door.
I knew you'd say that. You're definitely my ideal wife. Then can you get the Twilight guys over here in front of the door?
What are you going to do?
Just trust the genius engineer.
I take my eyes off the door and look toward the end of the hall. The soldiers are already close. As far as I can see, the only weapons they are carrying are swords. I couldn't have done anything if they'd had guns, but since they only had swords, I can draw them this way. I check to make sure that no one is coming from behind and take a few steps from the door. I trust you. Ah, no. I take a fighting stance, balancing the balls of my feet, ready for anything. The two Twilight soldiers charge forward as if certain of their victory. Just as they pass in front of the door, Impey! As soon as I shout, Impey's door blows off its hinges with a huge explosion. The heavy door slams into the soldiers, knocking them to the floor before they even know what hit them.
How do you like that? That's the might of the Mr. Impey special improvised steam gun.
Impey steps out into the hallway and tosses aside the complicated-looking device he had been holding. Impey, how did you do that?
I always carry around a portable Neo steam engine, just in case it might be handy. So I made a steam-powered gun that builds up pressure to blast objects. By the way, I used the toilet lid as ammunition. I only had one shot of it.
I turn around as he explains it and sees a toilet lid lodged into the wall. Wow, it's got some power. Impey smiles slightly and nods, then he puts his arms around my waist and pulls me towards him. What's going on, Impey?
Thanks for coming to save me. It made me so very happy. And more than that, thanks for being alright. I'm so glad you aren't hurt.
I look up and see Impey's kind smile. I realize how close we are standing and blink in surprise. Yes, I'm glad you're not hurt either.
You risked all that danger to save me, for love. We can't let that go to waste. All we need to do now is get out of here.
There wasn't any love, actually.
Listen up. Come at me with all you got. I have plenty of time to deal with you.
Impey shouts energetic toward the end of the hall. And in response, Twilight soldiers appear in droves from around the corner.
Hey, now, I didn't actually, mean for all of you to come at once,
What are we going to do, Impey?
It's obvious. Run!
Impey suddenly lifts me up and starts running at a furious pace. While carrying me, Impey widens the distance between us and the Twilight soldiers. Are you alright? Aren't I too heavy?
You're light as a feather. I have the strength of a vampire and the mind of a genius engineer. And as long as I have your passion enough, there's nothing I can't do. He has fangs right there too.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was kind of wondering throughout the thing. I didn't think of that he was a vampire. About that love thing. These almost pointless chats with Impey strangely melt my doubts away. I smile despite myself, then see Impey's expression tighten in surprise as he looks ahead of us. What's the matter, Impey?
Whoa, there's a dead end. This does not look good.
I turn to look, and just as he says, the end of the hallway is coming up. But the Twilight soldiers are closing in behind us. There's no other way out. All we can do is keep moving forward. And in no time, we arrive at the very end of the passageway. What should we do? Impey hems and haws, making a show of thinking for a brief moment.
If we can't go back, we'll just have to break through. I'll clear past somehow, then at least you can get out of here.
No, I told you already. We're going to get out of here together. We can just leave him. I'm not going to run off on my own.
Shirayuki.
I guess all we can do is resist them, even though we don't have much of a chance. I brace myself, but Impey, on the other hand, looks around us and grins.
Don't get me wrong, we're going to resist, but I think we'll stand a pretty good chance against them.
Impey, What are you thinking?
I'm a man. I always come through. Just trust me.
The soldiers approach us, but Impey still has a smile on his face. The sight of him makes me start to feel a little more confident. I'm beginning to understand why everyone trusts Impey with the important tasks, even though they always complain about him. I trust you, Impey. Just as Impey nods to me, the soldiers all draw their swords. At that moment, Impey launches himself at the soldiers.
If you say you love me.
An instant before he clashes with the soldiers, he jumps high into the air.
I can even fly.
He shouts as he performs a spin kick, smashing through a thick pipe that runs along the wall. A white blast of steam bursts forth, engulfing the soldiers and filling up the hallway. Within seconds, we're surrounded in a thick, superheated fog.
Ah, it's hot! Ah, I can't see anything. Calm down, don't lose the target.
The steam cuts visibility down to 0. As I stand dumbfounded, someone grabs my hand.
Now, it's our chance. Let's get out of here, Shirayuki.
Impey and I start running hand in hand, passing through the confused soldiers. I don't know how long we run for. Impey, look. I point ahead to where the hallway comes to another dead end. But this time, unlike the earlier one, there is a set of doors waiting for us. Could this be our lucky break?
I guess we just have to hope that these doors lead out.
I nod in agreement and start looking for a way to see how we can open them. The doors themselves look heavy and uniquely constructed, but luckily they don't seem to be locked. As I go in to open them,
Where do you think you're going?
I hear a raspy voice and turn around. There stands Nemo with a crowd of Twilight soldiers behind him.
Ah, how dare you attempt to harm this genius scientist? However, it seems that the world is not yet ready to part with my genius yet. As you can see, I'm completely fine.
That's because I went easy on you. Should I tell him? Nemo continues to speak grimly.
Now, it's time for you to give up, doll. You are my precious test subject. Huh, there's no way I'll hand her over to you. She's not going anywhere with you. Step aside, Shirayuki.
I hastily stand away from the doors and Impey destroys them with a powerful kick. Beyond the doors, now a gaping hole. There is nothing. There's really nothing in sight. Not even the ground. What?
No way, this huge building. It's airborne? Tisk Impey Babacane. This is not a building. This is a fortress, a flying fortress. That's right, the world will be shaken when it beholds this immense battleship. Oh my goodness. But Nautilus! The greatest strategic weapon unmatched through all of history. A flying art created by a scientific enlightenment. Yeah. With this immense power, I shall show the world. They shall see my greatness of science and my brilliant mind. I can't believe it. Is this thing seriously floating? That's right. Surprised, are you? I only joined the airship race to test fly several parts that were needed to complete the Nautilus.
There's no place to run. We probably won't be able to escape by breaking a steam pipe like earlier. And even with Impey's strength, I don't think he can take out this many Twilight soldiers at once. But jumping out of here would only be suicide. I glance over at Impey and see that he is mumbling something to himself in shock.
Wait. It doesn't add up. And judging this thing's mass from how far we run, there's no way this could be an airborne. Could this be...
Do you know something about it?
Yeah, I know all too well. The thing I've been looking for in London all this time is right here.
The thing you've been looking for? That's right. Thinking back, Impey had said that he came to the city to look for something important that had been stolen.
I don't remember this at all.
I don't either. He was cooperating with Lupin so he could help him find the item. Which means...
Nemo! You're using my gravity elevator in your Nalus, aren't you? Yours?
Nemo's mood shifts upon hearing Impey's words.
No, you didn't. That device completely beyond our understanding technology? Impey Bouquet, are you saying you created it? That's right. I made that device so I could reach the moon.
What's a gravity elevator?
Simply put, it's a device that enables you to reduce an object's weight to as close to zero as possible. The reason this behemoth of the ship is able to stay aloft is thanks to a component that he stole from me. Stole? How dare you! I was given that device from a certain foundation that supports my philosophy. But still, none of that matters. I'm truly amazed. This makes you a true genius. You are on par with me. Splendid! Now that Master Isaac has disappeared, you are the only one who can understand my noble cause. How about it? What do you say to becoming my right-hand man, participating in this magnificent plan of mine? Is this magnificent plan that you speak of to create a ginormous weapon using the device you stole from me? Well, not quite. I shall use this to demonstrate the greatness of science. And make the world, which refuse to acknowledge me, bow down before the power of science. Then create a world in which we, scientists, can ignore any so-called ethics to satisfy our knowledge-hungry hearts. So, what do you think? This makes you the greatest contributor to the Nautilus. Once I've taken over the world, I wouldn't mind giving you an entire half.
That's ridiculous. There's no way he'll agree to that. Isn't that right, Impey? He nods gravely in response and stares directly at Nemo.
If you give me that, the half that has all the ladies on it.
Impey!
I'm just kidding! Your eyes are scary. Calm down, calm down.
While saying this, Impey roots around in his pockets nonchalantly. Nonchalantly.
I was trying to sound it out for you.
Then he takes out something that looks like a pocket watch and glances at it.
Well, are you concerned about the time? Do you have somewhere you need to be?
Impey simple grins in response and looks over at Nemo as if he thought of something.
Hey, wait. Can he control his helicopter remotely? His ornithopter?
Oh yeah, he made a device for that.
I do have one question from one scientist to another. How are you keeping this Nautilus airborne? That device requires an immense amount of energy. There's no way you can generate enough power to lift something this big. Unless you have the horologium, a piece of it.
Oh yeah. Oh.
While you were asleep, I was able to, with great difficulty, to collect a piece of the horologium. It's already been proven through massive ongoing experiments that even a tiny piece can generate tremendous amounts of energy.
Hearing this, I realized something and bring my hand to my chest. Nemo was able to remove a tiny piece of the horologium from my chest. And that piece by itself can produce a huge amount of energy. Could that mean...
Huh? Is that safe? I mean, isn't that thing your heart, more or less?
I just feel a little unwell. Don't worry about me.
Oh, he's mad now.
Oh. Impey closes his eyes. He opens them to glare at Nemo with a serious expression.
Nemo, that device wasn't meant to be a power to take over the world. It wasn't made to hurt anyone. I made it to go to the moon.
Impey.
And let me tell you, I really hate guys who think it's acceptable to hurt a lady. See his eyes change? Mm-hmm. Especially if that lady is someone special to me. I'd rather die than cooperate with the likes of you.
Impey points straight at Nemo, then gently wraps his arms around my waist.
I'll get that device back, no matter what. Just you wait and see, Nemo. What are you talking about? We're so high up in the air, there's no place for you to run. Man, capture those two. Jump out the door.
The Twilight Soldiers charge toward us. As he watches them, Impey grips me tightly. Impey.
It's alright. No matter what happens, trust me.
Right after he says this, he leaps back with me still in his arms. He leaps without any hesitation. Out into the blue sky on the other side of the doors.
Aww.
No. My clothes flap in the rushing air. I see a look of disbelief on Nemo's face, and the huge knot is getting smaller and smaller. The ground is far below us. The forest is like a green carpet. From this height, even the house looks like tiny specks. My perspective is thrown off, and it feels more like we're floating, not falling.
Oh, come on! We gotta give it some credit. This is cute.
It is a little cute. I meant that, but I still no.
Like none of these guys, like I don't dislike them. Like I like Impey.
Yeah.
I do. Just if we had a chance romantically, we would choose Arson. We still stick with him. He's the canon. That's what we want personally. But like in another alternate universe, I'm fine with this because this is cute. And we Shirayuki looks pretty too. This is actually like the first time we actually like seeing this much detail. I think in her face.
Yeah. Impey, why would you do this? There's no way either of us will survive this fall. If we just let ourselves get captured, maybe I wouldn't have made it, but you could have saved yourself. Why would you do something so suicidal? I shout in the loudest voice I've ever used into Impey's face right before me. But Impey simply closes his eyes calmly with an expression as clear as the sky we're falling through.
So you're saying that you don't care if you die as long as I survive?
Because I was never alive. Hearing my own voice makes me unbearably sad. I'm so frustrated that the selfish actions of a lifeless doll have robbed him of his life and future. But even thoughts like this will soon come to an end in death. It makes me very sad. Don't worry about me. A doll that had no life to begin with is simply going to break and stop moving. But you're alive. You have a future and a dream of going to the moon. That's why you dying, it's wrong. It can't be right.
Shirayuki, you're the only one who's totally wrong. You can't die either.
Why? Impey smiles kindly despite the situation we're in.
Hey Shirayuki, do you believe in fate?
What are you talking about?
Do you believe in love at first sight?
Huh? This is hardly the time.
I do. Because from the moment I laid eyes on you, I had a feeling that I would fall in love with you. And as I went on adventures with you and overcame countless dangers, I grew more and more certain of that feeling. Now Shirayuki, when you get sad, I'm 10,000 times sadder. When you smile, it makes me 10,000 times happier. I know nobody really takes me seriously, but I'm truly serious about this, I swear.
Impey.
So don't say that you don't care if you live or die. That's gonna make me 10,000 times sadder than you.
Impey's speech makes me happy. I don't deserve this, yet his feeling for me makes me feel so happy I can't catch my breath. But no matter what kind words he says to me, our lives will soon come to an end. I shiver as the ground grows nearer and I hug Impey close. When he next speaks, his voice is very soft.
Do you remember what I said earlier?
What?
If you say you love me, I can even fly. That's true too, you know.
That's impossible.
Are you sure? One thing is always true in both love and science, is that you never know until you try. Or is it impossible for you to love me?
Impey looks at me intently. We continue to fall, still in one another's arms. It strikes me as very strange. The fact that I am about to die and that he will die along with me. I forgot about all that in this moment. Before I know it, the words come from me unbidden like a prayer. No! No! No!
Yes! Yes! You have to say it! Say it!
I love you, Impey.
Louder, I can hear you.
No!
Yeah, yeah.
I said it and that's all I'll do.
I love you too, Shirayuki.
And then a miracle happens.
We'll have to end it right there. Are they gonna make it? They're gonna die? If they do die, it'd be kind of like almost like a Romeo and Juliet romance. I like it. I like Impey. He's not my choice to go to, obviously, but I like this little thing we got going on. So if you guys would try to fly on that subscribe button close to you, leave a like or comment. As always, we'll see all of you in the next Star Player 1 episode. Bye!